Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Superior Sisterhood, the self-care sessions. I'm Nicole Morey, a women's empowerment coach and your host. And today, I'm delighted to introduce everyone to Cindy Crowe. Hi, Cindy.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Cindy. For those of you who haven't yet met her, she's the Lodgekeeper and Executive Director of the Blue Sky Community Healing Center. And so I'm sure we'll be hearing a little bit more about that, Cindy, but I'll let you get started. Maybe you could tell us all a little more about yourself and the work that you do.
Okay, thank you. So I'm excited that I'm turning the big 60 next month. I remember when I turned the big 50, I was ecstatic that I had made it to that age, and yeah, I'm pretty happy to be turning 60. Mother of 5, grandmother of 3. I have 8 fur babies at my house, so that's sort of on the personal side. The spiritual purpose or role that I carry is, as you said, Lodgekeeper, Executive Director. So Lodgekeeper meaning that I can hold space for others when they're gathered together and help them to be comfortable and feel I guess confident and relaxed to participate in whatever gathering we're participating in. So that's just a short explanation about Lodgekeeper. And fairly new to this role, been doing it since about 2005, and didn't really know anything about my culture before that. So yeah, it's a new journey in my life.
And I'm sure you've grown leaps and bounds just in that short time. And what a gift it is to be able to hold space.
Amazing leaps and bounds in that short period of time. And like all of us, when you look back over even the last few months and see the changes in your life and the changes in your perspective and the changes in your attitude, it's pretty astonishing.
And that's a great tip in and of itself, is how often do we pause just to think back the past few months and see how far we've come. We're often always looking forward, trying to get ahead and forgetting to celebrate the past.
Yes.
So yes, such a wealth of experience. So let's start maybe with your personal experience with self-care. And I'm curious about your thoughts or experiences.
So self-care is also new to me. I've only been aware of it over the last several years, and it's very, very new. It's still, and I'm sure this will continue until I leave the earth. It takes practice and determination, I guess, and giving myself permission to provide that self-care to myself. So it's fairly new to me, and I would say it started in about 2004. I had a personal breakdown. I ended up in the psych ward at McKellar when McKellar was still there, and it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me in my entire life, because that was when I really started to make some great changes in my life. And so self-care was one of them, and giving myself permission to listen to myself, which was a foreign concept before that. So I would say that's probably the greatest the greatest achievement or milestone as far as personal.
Absolutely. And then I'm sure, like you said, that it's a practice, and so since that time that your self-care has likely evolved.
Yes, and continues to evolve. I learn things all the time from other people, whether it's my family or other elders or other women. I'm constantly learning new things about my self-care. So, and I do try to stay open and receptive to these new concepts and new ideas. And And I'm always amazed that some of them are coming from very young women. So I refer to them as young elders, and I have my, I absolutely respect their wisdom and their experiences, and I think more of us elders need to do that.
And that's why it's been such a joy for me to put together this series, because I'm like what one of you and one of you watching is that I benefit from learning from everybody. And so not only is it wonderful that we're supporting the viewers, but we ourselves gain so much from participating
Absolutely,
in circles like this.
for
So
sure.
the next thing I wanted to get into, do you find that the community members that you support, or even in your own personal experience with self-care, what are your favorite insights or ideas that you have to share?
Yeah, so one of the big things is, giving myself permission to take care of myself, giving myself permission to put myself first. I find that, especially my generation, that is not what we were taught as children, as teenagers, as young adults. And still to this day, I find that society puts a lot of pressure on us to do certain things a certain way. And so it's important for us to step away from that and really and truly listen to ourselves. So as I said, it took an emotional breakdown before I finally started to listen to myself, and it was amazing. That was the whole beginning of my spiritual journey, and waking up to who I am really, and who or I should say, what I'm here to do. What is my life purpose? What did I decide before I came to this earth that I wanted to accomplish in this lifetime? And so, there's so many things, right? Simple things for me. I have a little, I don't know if anybody can see it. I've got a little spray bottle here, and through the guidance of Catherine Keeping, who's a wonderful healer using crystals, she suggested, because I don't always have time to smudge or have an Epsom salt bath at the end of the day, but I can spritz myself with this. What I did was I just simply mixed Epsom salts with water in here, and so that's a quick release of any sticky energies that I have on me from working with individuals throughout the day. So something as simple as that. I love an Epsom salt bath. It's a very spiritual experience for me to do that, to be in the water and to have those crystals in there helping me. And so I don't look at it as only clearing my body or washing my body. I look at it as clearing my whole aura of whatever energies are no longer serving me, and I should be releasing. So there's that. And of course, as an Indigenous person, we practice smudging. So there's always smudging that I can do for self-care. And some habits that I have are not very necessarily good for me according to society, but they're coping mechanisms for me right now to get me through whatever it is that I'm going through. And again, giving myself permission to do that and not beating myself up because maybe I'm not doing what I necessarily should be doing, but I'm doing what I'm able to at that moment in time. So those are just a few ideas. I mean, I'm sure everybody probably has about 50 things that they use as self-care. As I mentioned, I do see Catherine Keeping. I see a counselor on a regular basis. I've been working with her since 2004. There's many things that I do that I keep up with, so that I'm really taking good care of myself and continuing to evolve.
Yes, and you alluded to how the self-compassion, even when you're not staying up with all the things, when you're just coping the best you can, the self-compassion is the equation. And so that's great that you raised that point. And I'm curious, does any of how much of this comes up in your work as Lodgekeeper?
So, the beautiful thing about being a lodgekeeper is that I'm part of many circles. So it could be a spiritual circle that we may not necessarily see, or maybe it is a physical circle that we're sitting in together. And what I love about that is that every single spirit or individual in that circle can also share. So whatever the topic is, we can talk about that and share those. Something magical happens when you're sharing your experiences with others. And so I think that for me, what I've noticed is part of the magic is that every time you share an experience, the load gets a little bit lighter each time. And also, I always think if Creator is prompting me to share an experience with someone, well, maybe there's somebody in the room that would benefit from hearing that experience. So I don't doubt myself. When I get that little prompt in my head to talk about something, I don't doubt it anymore. I'll share whatever it is that Spirit is prompting me to share. And because, it's probably meant for somebody to hear. Just as we gain knowledge and wisdom by listening to others, we need to do the same thing.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. And I have my last question for you, Cindy, is often when women come to me, trying to support their self-care issues, often there's sort of like a deeper underlying theme, or even if you look at it like a longer-term solution to what they're going through. So do you have any experience with thoughts on that?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Sounds like it.
Going through the things that we go through, we may not always understand at that given moment in time what we were to learn or what we were to remember, or however you want to term it. Our family currently is going through some very traumatic event in our lives, and I have to just keep telling myself one foot in front of the other, or I'll say baby steps, or maybe today I don't have the energy to accomplish anything, and that's all right. And it's okay to be in a grieving state. I don't have to be super pumped up positive every single day. And so we can be going through different things, and again, it's about remembering that we are where we are for a reason, and just roll with it. Just go with it. Let it go, because I find when we let it just flow on its own, it's amazing what transpires and what we learn through that experience.
And listening to you share that reminds me, personally, I benefit from nature quite a lot. And so I often am talking about the 4 seasons. And what you're saying there reminds me of what I sometimes share about fall and winter, for example. It's the going inward time. It's allowing yourself that space to just be with that difficult situation. And if you relate to that idea.
Absolutely. And I think that, before sort of learning or receiving these revelations, like most people, I think, I would try to pump myself up and be positive and just kind of squash down inside of me what's happening. Well, that doesn't benefit us, because at some point in time, the dam is likely going to break, and it could be a long time before we recover. So it's best to let things go as it's bubbling up, rather than push it down. So like you, I learn a lot from nature, and I pay attention to what they're doing and what they're saying to me, and sometimes all I can do is go outside and just stand beside a tree and let the tears flow, because I don't know what else to do. You know, this week was particularly difficult, and I remember calling my mom. My mom's 81 now, and I said to her, God, I was just talking to my sister Sandra and trying to figure out what the heck is the meaning of life? What is my purpose? So that's kind of where you can see where my mind was at that time. It was low. And so it was wonderful to hear a reminder from my mom about that, yeah, we're here to serve the Creator, and we're here to serve others. And that was just very, very comforting to hear that, because, yeah, that is my life. That is what I'm here to do. I made the decision a long time ago that I was here to serve the universe, and I'm really honored and humbled to be doing that work. And at the same time, realizing and I guess anticipating that the universe is going to take care of me while I'm doing that, and giving myself, again, permission to receive whatever it is that the universe is going to provide. So yeah, it's balance. That's all about balance.
Beautiful. Well, your mom is such a wise woman, and you're following well in her footsteps.
Yeah.
Cindy, I know that I could talk to you all day about this. I'll have to come and visit you at Blue Sky. But before we go, I don't know if you have any final thoughts, but definitely tell everyone how they can connect with you.
Oh, absolutely. So we don't have our commercial space open on Victoria Avenue anymore. And so everybody is kind of wondering, well, what are we doing? So I'm going to tell you what we're doing. We have a contract at the Thunder Bay Jail, Thunder Bay Correctional Center, and the Forensic Mental Health at the hospital. And so we are taking care of the people that society wants to forget exists. And I am super humbled by working with these individuals every day. They're so appreciative of any kindness you bestow upon them. And I learn things every single day. It's very grounding for me. But yeah, it's a real pleasure. And the other thing we're doing is we still do cultural awareness training, so we still provide that. As an example, we worked with a French elementary school last week. They were doing the Kairos blanket exercise, and they were looking for some cultural support. So we got to do that. So yeah, give us a call. You might be surprised at what we can accommodate for you. So the main number is my cell, 807-627-5768, or my email, Crowe with an E, at tbaytel.net. Our website, blueskycommunityhealingcenter.ca. We're also on Facebook. You can look us up on Facebook. You can click on there and be part of that. So yeah, reach out to us. We're always happy to receive questions and inquiries, and yeah, maybe we can help you, or maybe you can help us. I don't know.
Perfect. Well, Cindy, I'll be sure to include those links in this email. And thank you for doing the amazing work that you do. And of course, it's an honor for me to speak with you and hear your insights. Thank you for participating in this series, Team Gwitch.
Team Gwitch.
Team Gwitch. And on behalf of Cindy and myself, we want to thank all of you for watching. And we're here supporting you in getting out there and taking good care of you. Thanks so much.